here we go. Welcome back to the channel and to another stream. You join us again at Suzuka, where today, are we going to get any rain? That is the £1 million question today. Now, as the stream started, it started to rain outside. Not much, bit of spitting a little bit. So hopefully that is going to be a good omen, and we are going to get some rain on this race today after, what was it, 3 hours on Wednesday, 6 races, not a single drop of rain. So let's see today what's going to happen with the weather. Looking forward to this. So hopefully we are going to get some rain, and hopefully it's going to be not too bad. Spice it up a bit if we do, and we'll see how we get on. But yeah, it is raining right now outside, so hopefully that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. Let's see what happens. Get warmed up. Not too bad first lap. .203, get us going. Not bad, 202 now. Oh, spun out. Not too bad, gets started. Right, here we go. I've even put rain emojis on the start of the stream just to try and help it along a little bit. So let's see how it goes today. Oh, looking good. Zoom out a bit if we can. Well, there is rain. There's rain in the air for definite. Let's see what happens then. It looks like a dry start, but have we got what we want? The rain finally. It looks promising. Let's see what happens. First race, see if the rain's going to come in. It's definitely around the place, looking at the radar just then. But it will be a dry start on the hard tyres to begin with. Right, come on, P6. But there is... Oh yeah, when it comes on the screen in a minute. Interesting, trying to work out what it's going to do. It's a dry start. It will definitely be first 3 or 4. I reckon. It's going to be dry. Maybe at the end it'll come in. See how it goes. There's the Diablo. See you later. Amazing. Got a bit of an idea who that was. I think we'll just carry on. There's the radar. It does, but it's still at the minute, isn't it? See how it goes. That's the Diablo. on a fastest lap. Not too bad, but still need to pit, don't we? I'm getting cloudy, but radar's not really doing anything. I think the rain's going to move away. Thing. Hello Jedi, welcome to the stream, thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well. You see rain on the radar, but it's not doing anything. But it is hopefully the sign of things to come as we do go on with today's live stream. It is on the radar, so see how we get on. And hello, going good as well. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well. And Roger as well, welcome into the stream, thanks for tuning in, appreciate it, hope all is well. But I need to pit lap 9. Right, pit this lap. It's going to be a dry race anyway for the first one that we're going to do today. Right, into pits. We haven't done too bad. Caught back up, considering what happened at the start on the S's. Gonna get P9. Ooh, just about. Ties those temps in the pit lane, as we found out on the other day. We'll take P10 then, I think, from this one. Yeah, unless we spin off at 130R. That one. Not bad, all things considered, what happened at the start. Getting at P10. Weren't that far behind, really, in the grand scheme. Have I tried the NSX? Not yet, but could always give it a go a bit later on. You might do some Le Mans tomorrow, some WTC 700, earning those credits at Le Mans. Or I could very well have another Le Mans build in the works. I've done it already, but I think the build's out of date, so I'm gonna update it, I think. It still works, but it's not as effective as what it could be, so we'll update it. Yeah, cheers, going good. The GGs, appreciate it. As always, P10. But, again, not bad, considering. Happened at the start. Yeah, so Diablo came past us first corner, and then they were on the inside going through the first bit of the S's. So knowing that the Diablo's a heavy car, and it's gonna understeer this way and that. Obviously, leave the space for that to happen. But oh no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to. Apparently, out we go. That's it. So yeah, we got basically punted out into the tyre barrier. Apparently, you're not allowed to leave space for other cars. And there you go. And with that one, we'll go to the next one. Got 5 minutes to go. I don't know. A bumpy start today. But we have had rain on the radar. Now it needs to actually rain. This is now, what, 3.5 hours on Wednesday. This one's about 4 hours, near enough, of doing this race so far this week. Million credits an hour ones. Yeah, there's builds for million credits an hour. You can make more than that credit grinding. You can make nearly 2 million an hour on some of them. If you can do or get to Tokyo World Touring Car 600, you can make 2 million near enough an hour in the right car. I think any car can, well, any car that can finish the race in about 25 minutes, you can earn best part of 2 mil an hour doing that one. Right, let's carry on. Is that your final quality time? Yeah, it is at the minute. I've not improved it since Wednesday. So I might get an improvement today, I think, if we get a good enough of a lap on it. At 202.3. You know, looking at the clock here, I was thinking, you know, right, come on, 30 seconds. This is PB pace as well. Looking at 202.3. Oh, this is massive PB pace. Can we finish the lap in 20 seconds? Don't mess it up now. Or just carry on. I've got dirt on my tyres, I can't slow down. No, it's gone anyway. That was mega PB, that one. Oh, that was mid 201 at least, I'm pretty sure. That was very quick. That was a mid 201 without... I reckon that would have been a 2015, that one. I'm pretty certain. Oh, yes. Lovely. Oh, look at that. There's a lot of heavy rain in there. Where's it going? It's moving away as the current time comes in. So, I think dries to start. Keep an eye on it. Little break from GT7. Death Stranding 2. Not heard that one. Death Stranding. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one before. Right, let's see. It looks dry on... I think it's spitting with rain. It's a bit of a... Oh. So there's no water on the track according to the moisture meter thingy next to the tyre gauge. So that means it's dry. That's looking very ominous there. There's some heavy rain around there somewhere. It's the big blobs you've got to be careful of when it comes on the screen. But it could very well be in this one. That's the radar. Depends if it moves or not. Get the radar on for the first bit. Didn't realise that Stampy's behind us in this one. Let's see how we get on. Track is currently dry. Depends if that rain's going to move or not. We'll get the radar up again in a minute. Have a look at it. See if it's going to move or not. So on Touring Car 700, the way that I judge it is, if the moisture meter thingy on the bottom left of the screen, if it's a third of the way full, inters. Or if it's getting towards that way, inters. When it gets to 2/3, full wet tyres is what I normally gauge it on. Also depends, because the coloured bits on the radar, that's the rain, that's the bulk of it, where it is. That big red bit on the right hand side comes over the track, we're in trouble. But it's not moving at the minute, so we'll stay out. Was he streaming earlier today? And he's back on again now. Right, it's raining now. How wet's it gonna make the track though? Track's getting wet now. Grip's still fine. Right, underneath my red blip on the radar, there's a bit of rain there. If that comes over, it might, well, I don't know though, moisture meter's going up. Could be inters very shortly. No spray on the track. Right, it's on the move now. The yellow bit on the right is the bit that we need to keep an eye on. It's all very moving, but not really. Track's still as wet as it was before. Hello one, welcome into the stream, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope all is well. How big is that bit coming out? Oh, it's very big. That one there. Right in the middle at the minute of two bits of rain. One's light, one's very heavy. The track's not wet enough though to take inters at this stage though. But I reckon it's going to come now. If it does pit this lap. Great big heavy band. In fact, it's coming now. Don't really want that much, but oh well, we've got TC on. Whack on the TC. I wanted 3 actually. 2 or 3. This is pit lap, I reckon. See how they're getting on. Yeah, it's kicking up a bit. Put it on 5. Feel the throttle. Still do it, but they're on in wet. So let them go if they are. Right, you go. You're on wet. And it is Stampy. It's Stampy on the wet tyres. I bet he is. He's on the right tyre. A little bit wide. Right, go pit lane. Let's get out of it very early. It stops raining, but we will have to go to intermediates at bare minimum. But Stampy looks as though has pulled an absolute blinder. I go to inters. Has Stampy just won the race at the start of lap 4? I do wonder what tyres he started the race on. Because if he was on inters, that have cooked a bit on the dry track. But if he can make those go to the end, his pit stop's done, it could be the winner. Unless it rains again. Or it might have to keep the inters from burning away. Barely throw the track. That's interesting on there. Don't know what that's going to do. Right, so we'll zoom out in a minute. So a lot of rain is around, coming a little bit, and it's about... It could rain again. How wet's the track? Not too bad. Depends, once the track starts to dry enough, how fast these inters are going to cook. Because they'll cook quite quickly on the track, or when the track starts to dry out a bit more. Stampy's gone, he's 26 seconds in front. I think Stampy's pulled an absolute blinder in this one. Knew something we didn't, or just read the radar better than us, basically, before the start of the race. And there he goes, nearly half a minute in front. And that'll be him there, going down towards 130R now. Just gone past us, going the other way. Bad. They must be going to dries. Need to free up the car a bit. I need moisture. It's fairly wet though on there. Be right back. Yeah, no, it's going good. We'll catch you when you come back in. Gap's coming down to Stampy, don't know. Just the tighter wear coming in now. A bit more rain. Look at the traction. casualty in front. Full wet thing. See what Stampy does. He hasn't. Oh, he has gone through. Going to try and weather the storm. Quite literally. Get the inters back into the right levels of moisture on the track, and they should start working again. That should be it now, hopefully. Now, Stamp is in the pits. Let's see how this one's going to go. Those inters run out, and that's why he's in. He's come out again. There he is. Yeah, a bit more confident now to put more throttle in down here. Not short shifting anymore. But it is GG's to Stampy. Pulled it off. And it's going to be a 1-2. GG's. Good one, that. That'll do. 1-2. That'll do very nicely. Very nicely. Absolute blinder of a strat that Stampy pulled off. He must have started the race on inters. Must have done. And then had the free pit stop at the end of the race, and that's why he was able to take basically a free pit stop. Hello Stampy, welcome into the stream. GG's. He got lucky. He thought he was on the wrong tyre at the start. Yeah, I thought the track was dry, but then it started coming down. About the time I thought it would come down, but even so, it caught us out. But GG's on the win, masterstroke of a strat to take the win in that one, and a free pit stop at the end of the race as well. Pretty good, that. Not bad. Our first wet race of the week on Friday. But, you know, we've had a wet race at least. On Suzuka. But I think one or two there went to the dries, but then it came down again, didn't it? The rain, it came down, and that was the end of that. If he was on the dry tyres, I think the Nismo that spun out of Degner was on the dry tyres. Trouble is, as they are slick tyres, that's it. That is literally it. If it rains, that's it. You're pretty much finished. Unless you can tiptoe very carefully back to the pit. Right, back in. Diablos are quite quick. Round here. Look. Two and a half minutes until we go again. Oh, snap with as we're going up the hill, it just snapped on us a bit. Right, see how this one's going to go. Oh, it's cloudy again. Oh, there's a bit there. There's definitely quite a bit coming over. Don't know. Well, I'm not sure, but I have put the inters on. Just, don't know, of how quick it moved on the last one. Let's go inters. They're all right, to be fair. They don't burn as quick on a dry track. So 2 laps on a bone dry track, they won't burn up as much, hopefully. Yeah, cheers, Stampy. Same to you as well. GL and HF. I'm going to go inters, and I'm going to... Hopefully, it's going to move. Within the first lap, hopefully, it'll start to move. Then we get an idea of what it's going to do. Alright, let's get the first lap done. What we're doing. They're on dries, the way they're coming up behind us. get out of the way. That one dries, definitely. That might be a penalty. That one's on dry, it's pretty short. This guy's on dries as well. So I have to sit it out until the rain comes. That's what we're doing. But they'll know by now that we're on inters behind us. Come on, rain. Not doing much at the minute. They're going to run out of grip at some point, these inters. Oh, that's quick. It needs to start soon, otherwise this strat's kind of pointless, given that we have to pit, well, we're going to have to pit anyway, but see what happens. Ideally, it needs to start raining quite shortly. The strat's not really working at the minute. It needs to be moving a bit quicker. But we can stick on the back of the pack with inters. If it does rain, it might not be too bad. Don't think it's going to do anything. See what happens. It rains now, but I think we've hung on. Otherwise, there's no time to get the strap to actually work. We'll stay out. We're just going to be losing time. Still there, although it could move right near the end. They put Inters on behind us. It's interesting. Very interesting if that is the case. Given that we've just come off Inters to go back on dries. Right, Stampy's in. Gotta say, dry tyres. Just gone 2.2 seconds faster, so I think this is the right tyre to be on now. Where is the rain? My thoughts exactly on this one. Where is the rain? I thought I'll... So I pretty much dropped through the field like an absolute stone to the back. But I thought, oh, well, that's okay, because when it rains, we'll catch them all out. But, well, that hasn't happened. So we are where we are as a result of that. But this is it for now, because it's coming over the track, but not really. Steady. Did it rain at the start? No, not quite. But the rain was very nearby, so that's why I started the race on Inters, thinking it was going to come over. And we'd all be, you know, very, very clever strategy master stroke of the race, but it's not happened in that way. All the guys in front, one there's pitting on the hard tyre. Are we gaining on the car in front? Yes, we are, but not... Well, we are, but not massively. They must be on the other tyres, the dries. Nearly spun up. Well, there's a bit coming over. Pit stop in front. What tyres are they going to use next? I do wonder. Pit stop in P2. What tyres are they going to go on? I do wonder. P3. I do wonder about them as well. What tyres are they going to go on? Looking at the radar, it is moving. The track's getting wet. There's moisture on the hood. You know what? I've got absolutely nothing to lose in this race, have we? Nothing to lose, why not? We've literally got... There's no DR, is there? This could be interesting. P12 is also in. P12 is also in. What tyres are they... Is that their mandatory stop? They've gone again. All the windscreen wipers are going. Doesn't tell the whole story, but it's an indication. But here is the rain. How far behind are we? 49 seconds. Might be a bit too much. It's a nail biter. Have a look. Hello Shu, welcome into the stream, thanks for tuning in, hope all is well. It is a nail biter indeed. It is now raining, but I think we're too far behind to really make anything of it, but track's getting wet. Got spinners at the chicane on the track map. It's going on in front. The race has been finished. I think most of them, yeah, most of them are finished just on time. 130R. And Stampy's gone up in front. The other flags in the chicane. Well, it did rain at the very end of the race, but there you go. I think all the leaders at the front, they all got very, very lucky. If we'd started the race on dries and then gone to inters at the stop, I think would have been alright for a good result, but it does go to show the impact of rain when it comes in. It's those key decisions, and you don't really have a huge amount of time to make them. You've got like, right, 5 seconds to decide, right, am I pitting or not? If I do, fantastic. If it rains, if I don't, and it does rain, that's it. I'm done. There's no other way of putting it. You are effectively finished. Crazy race though. Can imagine at the front, it looks like it was going up on the radar. Almost the right call, almost. But yeah, end of the day, not what we wanted on that occasion. But quite interestingly, P6 has lost the R. Not sure what they've managed to do that. But they've lost SR as well. Don't know what was going on. Well, if you are enjoying the stream so far, do feel free to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, would be very much appreciated. Join us as we go again on Suzuka. 4 minutes and 19. Very steady. 28 on there, but it doesn't feel like 28 today. Nice and cool today. I think the quali laps held up quite. I'm quite pleased actually. It's held up quite nicely. The quali lap for this daily race. 488. We've got a few quick guys around us as well, so pretty good. Right, I'll try and beat me lap. Got 201.831. Good luck with the stream. Yep, cheers Stampy, popping in. Appreciate it. GG's on the races as well. And we shall no doubt see you again very soon. 202.2. Could do this bit in the race, quite good fun. Right, here we go. Oh no, you've set a time shoot. Oh, you have to drop to the back then and pull over at the start of the race if you want to carry on going from the back. But that is looking very, very dark. There's got to be something going on here, surely. There has to be. But it is going to be a dry start. Unless... is there any more? Right, dry start. Got Shoe Grove Street in this one as well. Just behind Grove Street in P5. With... Lewis Burton on pole position and Kelly Bedlevelly in P2. So just leave those two just to go and have a race of their own. I don't think we'll be racing those two. Whenever Lewis Burton comes up behind me in a daily race, or Kelly does, it's just a case of, right, get out of the way as fast as you can. We are not on their level by any means whatsoever. Although, maybe 10 years from now, you never know. On a Gran Turismo 9 or 10, whatever it is by that point. But it is a dry start to this one, racing hard tyres. So we'll go track radar all the way then. There's no rain in the place at the minute that we need to worry about. Drop into the back. Let's keep an eye on them then. Right, first lap. Right, 1 and a bit laps in. It's not doing anything, is it? Don't think. It's a track radar. Yeah, no rain. I think lap 9 will do that strat unless anything changes. I think a few have stopped and a few haven't, by the look of it. Grove Street's in. Hot for it. Good bit of racing that. Get the tow to 130 mark. Ugh, look what's behind us. Ugh. It's like that thing's got noz on it. Off you pop. There you go. Straight through. Slow in the corners though. Losing for 9/10. So much more through here in the lighter cars. Cockpit now, possibly. Got one behind us now in a GT 500 as well. See what they do. Let's get the line for the corner. Right, we've got a bit of a buckle to it now, so hopefully no more dirty air for a bit off the back of it. Unless it goes, what's it going? Open. Do now. There's two Diablos further back, but we'll pit now. Come on, guys. There you go. Oh, this is interesting. There's two of them behind me. There's another one. That's it for now, no more Diablos. Hopefully all these guys are going to pit and we can just get shut of them and those Diablos. Not pitting this lap. Hello Rachel, welcome into the stream, thanks for tuning in, appreciate it and hope all is well. going to go past us now, around the outside as well. Just pointless trying to fight it, really is. It's getting stuck behind in the corners. Oh, I tried to power it out of the chicane just to try and get back underneath them. Not pitted though, as far as I'm aware. I don't know what's going to happen then. I'm getting swamped here by Lamborghinis. How the race has been? Not too bad, thanks. Been pretty good. Bit of rain on this one. One or two tyre choices that weren't really in our favour, but one of them. A lot of Diablos as well in this one. Looks like P12 then is where we're going to be. Up 11, the pit stop on the final lap. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Diablos in that one. Blimey, it's a quick car, the Diablo. The trouble is, in the corners, it's not so much so. It's a bit slow. It can hold you up a little bit, the Diablo. But on the straights, it's just utterly pointless trying to... You move in front of a Diablo in this car, you're going to cause an accident. There's just no point. You can't race them at top speed. No way. Good win by Grove Street. Keeping those Diablos at bay. Let's have a look. And 5 minutes. Yeah, Diablo's got 509 brake horsepower. So it's pretty rapid, that Diablo. Lamborghini, I believe they are about half an hour up the road from Ferrari in, well, not in Maranello, but they are just outside Maranello. Lamborghini. You've then got Pagani, who are also in the same what is it, county, if you like, same stretch. They are just up the road, I think just outside Modena, Pagani. It's not bad, 5 minutes to try and beat our time. Now, not too sure next week with regards to the streaming days. We've got our, quite possibly, our next 200 lapper next weekend. So with that said, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I tried to space out the streams across the week, if we can. But again, I think these 200 lappers, they definitely make up for the streaming time in the week. They definitely do that, if anything. I think the one I've got for August in the works is, I think it'd be quite good, the one in August. It's going to be a bit different, the one then that I'm going to do. Not too bad on this one. Oh, not too bad. Right, we are round and into the next one. What's going to happen in this one? Nothing by the look of it. It's looking a bit, not really. No, not in this one. Dry race. Racing hard. Tyres on the car, ready to go. 3 Diablos in front. And there is 1, 2 behind us. No, 3. Not bad. See how we get on. Still can't beat the time from Wednesday when I first came in and set 2:01. I still can't get any quicker than that. Not at the minute. Right. Right, P4. Nothing on the radar. Just drive the car, basically, start to finish. Yeah, a slipstream, but it's pointless, really, in the grand scheme. Trying to get a slip off a Diablo GT 2000. Wide down second Dagner. There we are, lap 3. And a 10, 1.5 to P2.
Okay. No, nothing at all.
we're very, very slowly getting caught here. Right, here we go. Too bad, just keeping up with them for now, nice and steady. And okay, then welcome into the stream, thanks for tuning in. Hope all is well. What car are we using? We are using this one, the Nissan Nismo GT500. Looks a bit like this, nice car. I think we'll pit lap 9. It got a bit, well, they are a bit in front. Lap 8 out of 10. watch out if grip on his tyres. Not that it really matters down here, as you're going to see. Yeah, nothing we can do. The Diablo, massively quick. Right, we'll pick this lap. Also, thank you for the other voice with the car recommendations. It's good stuff. But that's finding use out of them. Yeah, I know some of the builds that I've done are not... They could be improved quite a bit, but they get the job done. That's the thing about them. One or two of them do have the quirks, if you like, but again, they get the job done. Just remember to pit this lap, otherwise we'll get a 1 minute time penalty. I think these three are going to pit. We'll see what they do. Yeah, they're all going in. Right, don't change. Don't put any fuel in. A real monster. It is the Diablo. I think I said on Wednesday, first road car ever in the world to hit 200 miles an hour. When it was tested, when it was released in 2000, the Lamborghini Diablo. All the Diablos going front, I reckon that's what's happened. In that case, we'll get round. Could be alright to take P8 in this one. But the Diablos have got in front with the top end speed. I think there's at least 3 of them that have got through. Now goes the Honda. Oh, P7. Right, how many Diablos got in front? Oh, no, only one of them. Okay, I thought there was more than that got in front. Unless it's just me. That'll do though, P7. Oh, good race this one. I think enjoy it while it lasts until PD put us back on racing hard tyres in Group 4 for 10 laps. So we've had Red Bull Ring, Grand Valley. I think we've not had any more than that, have we? I think Red Bull Ring and Grand Valley with that 10 lap racing hard tyre. I think Shoe's in the pit lane, I think at the minute. Just wait for it to count down. So yeah, what could they do 10 laps racing hard in Group 4 cars? The next race they could do. Fuji? I don't know. You never know what the daily races are going to be, do you? You come in Monday and think, well, they look pretty good. Or you think, oh, alright, okay, fair enough then. We'll make do with them. It's just, that is it. It's just make do what you've got. Not bad, that one. Good, good little run to get P7. So yeah, I think some of the... I know that one of the builds, definitely, that I've done is due an update. It still works, but it's not as effective as what it used to be. So there is an update to it in the works, because it's just like... It works, but not really anymore. There's just better ways of doing it. So update to one of them is in the works. $4.25. Yeah, thanks, one. Appreciate it. As always, good stream this one so far. We'll do this one. Oh, I've dropped to 490 in the world. Yeah, my time's holding up pretty well. Quite pleased with it, really, considering that I set it on Wednesday, at the start of Wednesday's stream, and it was not improved it since. It's alright. I've got 3 minutes. Hello, Glove welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Stopping by to hit the like. Much appreciated. I hope all is well in the world of Glovebox gaming. Got 3.5 to go. This one. Not going to beat me 201.3. No, 8. Don't think it'll be... Nah, it won't be any quicker. Right, I'll do this one and see what's then. We'll park under the bridge. See what's occurring in this one. Now, clouds are looking very dark, and that to me... Oh yes, here we go. That's looking good, isn't it? Oh. That is... Oh, it's going away. I reckon full wets on that. Right, we've not had a race yet where it's rained at the beginning. I'd say the way the spray is moving across the track, it's going to be... Well, we've gone full wets. We'll start the race on full wet, see how it goes. It's almost 94 Japanese Grand Prix out there by the look of it. It looks like it. Right, full wet, window wipers on. Although it's not as wet as I thought it was going to be, looking at the information on screen. So well, let's have a look. It could get wetter as we go around the track. Not quite Suzuka 94, but nearly. Look at that rain. Look at that radar. Getting wetter. Gotta get on the throttle. Round goes one. Leader's in trouble as well. Okay, so how confident do you want to be in these conditions, leaving the door there just in case they wanted it? Or they backed out of it. Let's walk out of there. Just follow the tyre tracks of P1. bit under braking, they're moving around a bit underneath me. Alright, one lap done. Complex to managing, but you know, all don't take them out with the skid. I think in these conditions in particular, don't cost guys time if they're quicker than you. Got more of a hand on the conditions than you have. Bit of a skip here though. We're getting quite close now to Suzuka 94, definitely with these conditions. I'm on the right tyre. Can't see the braking zone, that's the issue with it, with the straight these guys are picking up in front. barely gripping through that. About halfway through. Not too bad. Oh. You're going to get some sleep. Yeah, no worries, one. Big thanks for tuning in. As always, massively appreciated. And we'll see you very, very soon. I think getting quite tired of myself now as well. Stuck in behind the McLaren F1. it's stopped raining now, so hopefully the tyres will come in a bit more now at this stage. Oh, all that. Bit going on that, a bit through that. It's the Degners, but the tracks, it's drying a bit now. It's drying out a bit more. Enjoy the moment. Yes, and you one as well. Do enjoy the moment. Yes, do take care. And like I say, we'll catch you in the next one. A little bit more rain's going to come in then at the closing stages of this one. Just a bit more rain. Perfect. Oh, a bit more rain to finish this one off. Right, this lap is going to be pit stop. That's it to the end. Right, don't change. I don't think we're going to need dry tyres to finish this one off today. It's going to be as we are. The rain is pouring at Suzuka. So we'll just finish it off on what we've got. Wet tyres. Let's bring it in now. Do us a thing. Finishing in 8th. Not a bad result in that one. The free drop out there, at the back. What was going on? Well, we asked for the rain, and that's exactly what we got today. We got a nice bit of rain at Suzuka. Nice, nice bit of rain, clean race bonus. The rain at Suzuka. Not bad, that one. But I think on that one, that is going to be our last race, I think, for today. The time is marching on. 10 o'clock already, nearly. But it's not been too bad. Not been near these ones. Well, I've TT'd this one a little bit, but not massively. I think yeah, 220 flat on Spa, but not really done much of it. Not done Daily Race A at all, really. But I've enjoyed this week on Daily Race C. Bit different, nice race. And we'll see next week about, well, Racing Hard Tyres Group 4 cars on Daily C. We'll see, won't we, on Monday. Yep, cheers, Stu, GG's as well. Appreciate it. The TT, I've done this one. I think I've done it. What did I do? Yeah, 41, done that one. Not too bad, that TT. Car's a bit canal boaty type thing. Get used to it. It's not too bad. For gold, that one's still gold there. This one's alright as well. 49. Yeah, not bad. Happy with those. Well, what we got? We've got a price spin. We'll do the roulette ticket before we go. See what we're going to get today. A lovely 4-star roulette ticket. No, I was about to say it's not going to give us the car, but there you go. We got the car. A Dodge Viper SRT. I thought it'd be the credits, but we'll take the car. Shove it in the garage. Well, I think on that one, that'll do us for today. Not too bad on this one. Good race, Suzuka. Nice bit of rain near the end. We asked for it today, and we got it. We got the rain. So, and we got a race with it raining all the way through. So, I think the boxes are ticked on this one today. Not too bad. But that is it from us for today. Big thanks, as always, for tuning in and watching along. Much appreciated. If you aren't new to the channel, then do feel free to drop a like on stream and also subscribe for more streams, videos and whatnot. Would be very much appreciated. And trying to think ahead. So next week, not too sure what the streams are going to be, but there could quite possibly be another 200 next weekend. So as it stands, keep an eye out for that. So that said, we'll have to see. I might try and space out the streams over the course of the week to see, so we can have a look at the dailies as and when. So until then, do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and as always, do take care. And as it is Friday, have a good weekend, whatever it is that you're up to this weekend. And just before we shut up shop for today, just before we do, what I'll do is I shall send you over to the legend that is Yield2D, who is doing daily races, probably Spa, seeing as we've not seen him on on daily race C. So go see what Yil is up to. Absolute hero, probably on Spa, I'm guessing. So that's where you'll go as the stream is finishing. And like I said, I'll be back. If not Monday, probably Tuesday, spacing out the stream so that we can fit this other 200 in as well. All being well next week. So until then, do subscribe, do take care. Have a good weekend, and I will see you on the other side. Bye.